graffiti writers from an East Cardiff estate are encouraged to go legit in Troublemakers.
The drugs got worse. I can remember sticking one of these in me for the first time. Get drunk, or pinch cards, pass your objects.
Don't think about getting caught, nothing.
It's the worst, isn't it? Like,
The highest places, the maddest places. Write your name everywhere.
I like going and steal it and have it for nothing. I don't like paying for goods.
I haven't seen my father since my parents split up.
You just went a bit too far.
Loves that noise. Wicked noise. This is where everyone used to tag up, like, do you know what I mean? It's just any paint left, just come up here and just write your name.
Oh, these used to be bombed, didn't he?
Yeah.
The whole length was all tagged up and all throbs on the side. Yeah, man. It's all been cleaned
Crazy.
off now. All been cleaned.
It used to be wicked. You come down in the night, and then, like, it'd be pitch black. You could hear sirens, everything. Like, even you could hear people shouting, because the sound would travel down, like, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the trains going past as well, didn't they?
Especially when the train,
silence were the worst.
especially when the trains come past. They were so loud. It's unbelievable.
Operation Anderson actually started with our force. The British Rail were suffering an immense amount of graffiti, and it culminated in many, many people who arrested, and when their houses were searched, a lot of documentary and photographic evidence was actually seized, and then by painstakingly sifting through that photograph albums, diaries, address books, actually people were actually tied together. They were identified, their tags, and once their tags were identified, then every piece of work that they were responsible for could be put down to them. Over 60 offenders were dealt with at court.
I'm going to bring the trophies. I'll get you there.
I was round the corner with a couple of my mates sitting around there. British Transport Police turned up. They come down, knocked the door, went straight upstairs into my bedroom. They showed my mother the card, who they were, and like said, "Oh, we want to search your son's bedroom. Like, we think he's a graffiti artist."
Like, I come home then in the evening, my father said, "Oh, the police have been here," like, and he said they just come in here, had a look, seen like all the tags and stuff, like.
They found my tags on some trains and that, and they wanted to know, like, if I knew any of the other graffiti writers. What they wanted me to do was grass on other writers. Like, we all got put up in court. We all had fines. I had a £100 fine just for carrying a marker pen.
Because I was a juvenile at the time, I had to go to juvenile, and they just give me £80 fine and 12 months conditional discharge for a few grand's worth of stuff, like.
Gotta phone the rep up tomorrow to get the materials. And we're starting making the stuff tomorrow. We're gonna start making all the stuff tomorrow.
The lads went into graffiti because it was an art form that was relevant to them. It was anti-establishment, it was illegal, it's exciting. And all we're trying to do now is recreate that buzz, but legally. I know they've been out painting down the railway tracks, which is dangerous, but you try telling them it's dangerous, it's like talking to a brick wall. Whether or not we can replace the buzz that they get from doing illegal work, I don't know. We can show them different ways of doing things, or show them a different way of getting a buzz. But at the end of the day, it's down to them.
We were having a look at this one thrower, and this guy come out. He says, "Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? What's in the bags?" He goes, "Spray cans of paint or something," didn't he? And he started running. He tried to grip someone, so we all started running. And I was running, and I slipped, I did. And he just gripped me, took me in, like, took me to the police station, but the police was safe, like, they didn't say nothing.
If the buzz that they get from doing illegal stuff is more important, they'll carry on doing it, never mind what we do, never mind what the police do. But at least if we can just get them to do things a little bit more artistic, that people like, we've succeeded somewhere.
Bombing, basically what it is, this is tagging. And, like, you just go out and just write your name everywhere. In the highest places, the maddest places. And you just go out all night just tagging up, like, but piecing, there's a lot more thought goes into it. It's more difficult to do, obviously, and I get more of a buzz out of piecing. First of all, you do a design, well, the letters, the characters, then like you sort of work out your colour scheme, and then your backgrounds. The average piece takes about 6 to 7 hours, but like a huge piece can range from £100 to £400, depending on the size of the wall.
There's so many things you could achieve. No one, when you do a piece on a wall, no one can say to you, "Well, you got to do this line like this, and this line like that." You just do it whatever way you feel like, and everyone will take notice.
It's a buzz, innit, like seeing your name up and then people wondering, "Oh, when you did that." You get like well known for it, like we walk on the streets, and they says, "Oh, there's the graffiti artists." I think it really brightens up the area. Round St Manors, like, it's so gloomy. Like, you guys really stick it on the walls and people aren't impressed with it.
I honestly don't know whether we're promoting or stopping it. All I know is that for the last 6 months in the area that I've worked in, there's been no new graffiti. Young people see what's going on, and instead of them doing stuff that's illegal, they're coming to us, "Oh, can we spray boards? Can we do this? Can we do that?" And it's just a way of breaking down barriers between us and young people.
Oh, I don't like the face, so I'm thinking of rain.
What colour outline you have? Black, innit? Gotta be.
Black's rough,
Black.
isn't it?
Black shit.
Boys
I
move.
don't understand what's going on.
It all depends where it's done and what you call it. If it was called community art and it was a mural, then they'd be getting grants of £2,000 to £3,000 to do things. It just shows people that they can do something else. In a local shopping precinct, there had been a lot of graffiti done. We decided amongst all of us that we'd set up a questionnaire on whether the people in the area didn't like the fact that there was graffiti up on the walls, or what they actually thought about it.
Do you like graffiti art at all?
I do in a way.
Yes.
Yeah, and some of it, as I say, is rubbish.
No, never. That's not artistry. Look at it now. It speaks for itself, doesn't it?
As long as it's done properly, innit? Open your mouth, you. That's what I said, see, people around here, do you know what I mean, with the winds have got open our windows, haven't they, to see it? You don't mind? Don't care. As long as it's tidy and thing, innit?
Our job in the local community is sort of bringing people together. And there was a bit of conflict between young people and older generation. And this was an ideal medium, that they were talking. Even during the petition, there were some quite heated conversations on whether graffiti was art or vandalism.
I think it's utter rubbish, and I mean, if you look at it very carefully, you'll find in amongst it all is evil, and there's a total lack of Christian values.
Phil, graffiti is not art, is it? Graffiti is all this filthy things they put on the wall, they write on the wall. That, I mean, somebody watched them do that, that's supposed to be art, isn't it, a work of art?
Yeah.
Graffiti's not a work of art. I've been out here 28 years, and what have we got? Nothing. Sweet F.A., nothing. This is called the Forgotten Estate.
You know, sometimes they go on like, oh, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. Well, to be honest, I don't give a shit, like, I mean, I could say to them what you think, what would you like to see up there? But I know none of them would say graffiti. You know, like, they're not into it at all, to be honest with you, they're not. So, I'm not going to stop though. No.
When Mike was first coming to the centre, it was a very, very negative attitude. Everything was wrong, it was somebody else's fault. Even holding out a conversation was difficult. Mark has dropped off the scene, started doing things on his own. Whether it's graffiti or not, we're not quite sure. Kevin, on the other hand, has really taken on board what we're trying to do. And what we were trying to do was sort of wean him off the illegal stuff, and with Kevin it's worked. Kevin's working within the framework of this, where if I don't like something, he's prepared to look at it, argue his case quite often. But if I'm insistent that I don't want it done, he'll change it. It's just aggressive.
I don't think
It's aggressive. It changes people's moods. It's changed my mood, and I've only been in here 5 minutes. Haven't I?
I'll try and do a little smile on it.
Yeah. And apart from that, how much paint you used? Yeah, and what are you going to do on the next piece? You're going to run out of paint?
No, we've got enough paint for that. We put a paint for that aside, like.
Then we bought too much. Now, Mike, on the other hand, gets really shirty. Starts telling me it's all my fault, what I'm doing is crap, and they're artists and they should be able to do whatever they like. No! You get this building 9 hours a week.
Fucking toddlers do it.
9 hours a week. The youth club gets this building for 9 hours a week, right?
Oh, fucking
It's a compromise between young people and old. Some of this, they loved it. They come in and you're going to get the same... Oh my God, see what you do.
It's fucked now, isn't it?
No, it's not.
It is.
It's not. Because he'll do it.
Oh. No, Jimmy thinks it's fucking so easy, it's fucking hard.
Sick teeth on it.
He thinks it's easy doing that, it's fucking hard.
Nothing. Nothing at all. Kids' attitudes today, they've changed. I mean, they want to sit in youth centre, and some do, but most of them just want to go out and just do their own thing, really. That's why, you know, there's a lot of thefts, a lot of break-ins, because there's nothing from doing, you know, they gotta make money just to say, well, look, you know, I want to get pissed tonight.
When we're not doing graffiti, we just hang around. There's nothing to do, no jobs, nothing. Like, there's the club over there, like, but that's about it over here. We just stand around doing nothing. You know what I mean? It's crazy. And like, that generates more violence then, don't they? When there's nothing to do, they all start doing crime and stuff like that. That's why the crime rate's so high, because there's nothing to do.
Back over and get some
nowhere to go. That's why, I mean, I like to go down lines now and again, or do an illegal piece, or go bombing or tagging, because it makes a change from sitting down in the same park, doing the same thing, drinking the same bottle, you know what I mean? But that's why it makes a change. And at the same time then, when you go out tagging, or you go bombing, you can say, I did that last night, and it's there, and everyone can see it.
The stuff that they'd done in the shopping centre was illegal. But as far as they were concerned, they'd gone in broad daylight. Nobody actually came up to them and said, no, you can't do this. So it's permission by default.
Crazy.
Don't know get off that good.
Are they using that? In the sand stuff there? You got photos of that one on the side?
Yeah, I got photos of more, so it don't really matter.
They're bored, that's all they say. They haven't got a lot for the kids to do. Could be bored, I should imagine. Perhaps if they got the kids to do what we're doing here, they wouldn't do it. And what's this going to cost? As I say, a fortnight's work, 2 men, wagon, motor, all the sand we're using, the graffiti cleaner we're using. It costs a fortune. And it all comes out of their parents' pocket in the long run. Pays my wages, I accept it. I don't know. It's heartbreaking because I know, if we've done this, I know I'll come back Monday and it'll be back there. Definitely, because it happens all the time. It's just a waste of time.
It's not really our job to stop them. It's our job to show them that they can actually do something different and get recognition for it. Whereas when they're doing it illegally, they're just getting chased by the only people who recognise what they're doing are the police. There's no end product because local councils are definitely out to stop it. And whatever they do, the local council will spend a lot more money getting rid of it.
Guess it, Buzz. No, just looking at it.
All time sick, innit? All time. Over this fence now, it's British Rail popped, innit?
Come over red oxide. These were done in the day, weren't they?
Yeah, we done these in the day. This piece of piss we done on a Sunday, didn't we? It was really quiet.
Let's be careful, they don't know what's us in there.
Still don't.
This is the type of location that graffiti would be sprawled. It's got a ready audience in it. The train's continually passing it. Passengers on that train will see this, whether they wish to or not. And this is exactly, again, the side of these buildings. It's the normal, typical location on British Rail property where graffiti is practiced.
Off at the lines, have you? Oh, no. No? All right then.
You don't like to be here, have you?
Oh, no.
Sorry?
Set your own work.
Set your own, that doesn't count. I've got to tell you, you're not saying unless you wish to do so. And as you said, maybe giving evidence, and you're going to be reported for trespassing on the railway.
Wherever you go on British Rail, you will find graffiti. You will find graffiti that's been painted out by British Rail. On top of that, you will find graffiti. It's a continuous, ongoing problem. But to actually catch them performing the work is extremely difficult.
When you're actually doing a train, like, you go so stiff and you go so quiet, like you could hear your heartbeat in your ears.
Yeah.
And you're like, you're shaking, and it's just weird, like.
When you're actually painting, where the paint's got the can, it sounds louder than anything you've ever heard. It sounds, it's like exaggerated. The sound, because you're so on edge, it sounds so loud. You think, oh my God, everyone's gonna hear it. Everyone's gonna hear this. You know what I mean? It's too much, like. comes this way, before the train leaves, we'll book him. You see now, he won't look or anything, just go straight across. There you go, look. And there's signs there, the red sign there, and there's another red sign there about crossing. Total disregard. Right there, can I have a word with you? Yeah. I'm from British Transport Police. Yeah. Right, just seen you walk down the line there. Yeah. Do you have permission to walk down there?
As far as I know, no.
No, shoot. Committing the
If you got chased, you got to be careful. Because this one writer got killed, didn't he?
Well, enough of that, haven't he?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He was chased by British Transport Police. And he slipped or something, got hit the third rail, and I was in dead. And his mate just went on a mad rampage, didn't he? Just went crazy. Just went setting light to our British Rail trains and stuff like that.
Over any period of a year, there are many juveniles killed on the railway. If they do make a mistake and they do slip on the railway, then they will never graffiti again. That's the ultimate price they pay.
We've been to London a few times in the past. Like, we've been to places such as Westbourne Park and Ladbroke Grove. But hopefully today we'll find the Graffiti Hall of Fame, which consists of like a huge tennis court complex with all graffiti from all different areas all over the country. We've like been up there a few times and we've walked for miles and miles and miles on ends just trying to find it, with just no luck.
That writer up there, well, I don't want to say which one he is,
No.
but that's Elk. We just pure respect him, like, he's just a mad bomber. I've seen him in like graffiti magazines, like, he's just like headshot. He's a wicked writer, really good. Respect him loads.
There's much go on in Wales.
We've only started doing it again recently. Like, they don't had any paint and I couldn't afford it.
How did it
No, we got
couldn't
back.
afford it?
Nah.
Did you buy it?
Yeah, no one
You
else.
nassers! You buy your paint?
There's no places to rack them in Cardiff. They're so hard. It's unbelievable.
That's hard going, man. You must be able to rack paint. It
No,
must
I
be
didn't.
well easy if there's no writers. Many trains get done up there.
We used to do a couple of trains, but like we all got busted.
Is it?
Yeah.
So the
How?
police know all of you up there.
Yeah.
How'd you get nicked?
This kid. Did you hear about they cracked down everywhere? They cracked down in London, didn't they? They done it in Bristol.
Dave to Alan.
Yeah, stand by, just fucking one up.
Yeah, is there a group 2 or 3 coming down towards you?
Yeah, I'll have a look now, as you say, we're dealing with one person now.
We're at Treorchy, we can see possibly 2 or 3. Can't make out yet whether they're heading your way or this way over.
Stand by when Dave, I'll tell you.
You actually get nicked or did you get grassed up?
Grassed up by this kid.
Did you get convicted?
I just had £100 fine. Got away
How
with
did
it.
what did they do you for?
Having
They
a
find outlines and
like we've done
everything?
some, yeah, we've done some trains like, it's stupid of us, like we took photos of us doing the trains and that. And they see them like.
I'd like to make more of a career out of it now. Like when you were young, you're more adventurous, you want to go out and break the law. Like sometimes you do get the urge to go out and do something illegal for the buzz of it. Like massive throw-ups and stuff, but in the end I'd like to keep more permission work going now.
It's empowering young people, getting them to participate in different projects that they've set up, and then giving them the power to go out and set up their own projects and do their own thing.
Right. Yeah.
The nicest thing I'd like is to be able to set up a project and then the young people take it over themselves. That they get the fulfillment and get the success for it. A lot of young people nowadays are unemployed, there's no money, they're on the dole, or a lot of the young people I deal with aren't even on the dole, they're just on the streets.
Crossing the lane on a mountain bike, over.
What's the location, over?
Down at the river bit, Pentra.
They're moving towards you now, aren't they?
Yeah, affirmative. Is someone by the army crossing? Yeah, they've gone.
Give me the microphone, jump up, and get along. Now take it as I make it get to and see the song. Give it and say it, with the P-A-C-E. Please let it be.
Hold on. Hold them. Oi. Yeah, one of them's carrying a wheel as well, and there's a bike with bits missing in the bush.
Some of them are talented, and they've got talents that they're not using. You take people from where they are, show them where they could go, find out how they can do it, and then hopefully by the end of it they turn around and say they did it on their own. If they've got something to live for, they'll do something. If you've got nothing, well, if you have nothing, you've got nothing to lose. And that's what a lot of these kids were like.
Oh, don't start swinging down. Just stand there and stop messing.
Don't be silly, so just put that down
Oh,
for a
you
start,
fuck
okay?
off. Look, just put that...
Stevie! Stop him! Where is he? He's gone. He pulled a knife. I lost him in the houses.
Turn left there by the alley, there's a chisel in that.
No, he just stopped, pulled a knife on me, so I backed off.
Basically, it's just to give them a taste of success, so they do something for themselves. And then 10 years' time, it might pay off. It's definitely not a short-term view on things.
And I've done the job, like, you know, and have a wicked buzz, I feel like, you know. So, like, a sense of fulfillment, like.
Right!
It's like a game with the police, innit? Now, you win some, you lose some, like. But sometimes they go a bit over the top, like, you know, give a kick in there, like, you know, which I don't mind really, like, innit? It's like, I'd say it's all part of the job, like.
Vikram Seth's novel A Suitable Boy made him